Okay, let's unpack this. Many of us who are interested in well-being, we often think stillness means, an empty mind or absolute quiet. But today, we're diving into some really fascinating insights from The Practice of Stillness, A Healing Path by Ruslan Healer, specifically looking at Chapter 5. Our mission, really, is to pull out the most important nugget to help you maybe redefine what stillness actually means and figure out how it can be woven into your everyday life, without needing to escape to a mountaintop somewhere.
Yeah, what's really striking here is how Healer clarifies right off the bat that stillness is not about stopping thoughts
No?
or like silencing feelings or becoming blank,
Right.
which that raises a big question, doesn't it? If it's not suppressing everything, then what is it? What are we actually aiming for? And the author puts it quite beautifully, I think. It's described as learning to rest in presence, the quiet awareness beneath everything.
Beneath everything. And the real revelation here, it seems, isn't just what stillness is, but kind of where it is. There's this really vivid analogy in the book that makes it, less abstract. It says, your thoughts are like clouds, your emotions like changing weather, and your body sensations like waves. Stillness is the sky, the space that holds them all.
Exactly.
So it's about holding space, for everything, not trying to get rid of it. That really shifts the whole idea of practice, doesn't it? It's less about doing something new.
And more about uncovering what's already there.
Yeah.
And that framework, that sets the stage for something truly accessible, I think.
Yeah.
A path to well-being. It suggests that healing often starts with something really simple but profound. The pause.
The pause. Okay.
This idea is so critical because we'll look around. Our world is noisy, it's rushing, and the author really emphasizes that true healing doesn't mean you have to step out of your life. It's more about integrating these moments within it.
Like the silence between notes and music.
Precisely. That's a great connection. Just like music needs that silence, that space to create beauty, our lives need these pauses to create, meaning and maybe some sanity too.
That music analogy really helps visualize it.
Yeah.
Makes the pause feel less like wasted time and more like essential. The book actually suggests trying to pause for just a breath, maybe before you reply to someone, or before checking your phone, or even before taking the next sip of tea.
Tiny moments.
Yeah, tiny moments. They call them micro pauses and describe them as entry points into living awareness. But what challenges do you think people run into with these? Because they sound simple, but...
Well, it's the sheer unfamiliarity of it, isn't it?
Yeah, habit.
Exactly. We're so conditioned for constant activity, constant reaction, instant response.
Yeah.
Healer points out that these micropauses, they require a really deliberate disruption of our automatic pilot. There are moments where you consciously choose something different. And the first tool, maybe the simplest one the book offers for this, is using your breath as an anchor.
The breath, okay.
Yeah, it's always with you, right? And it connects your body and your awareness. The exercise is pretty straightforward. Sit comfortably, maybe hands on belly and chest. Inhale slowly through the nose, let the belly expand. Then a soft exhale, and maybe adding that simple inward whisper, I am here.
So it's definitely not about forcing your mind clear. That can be so frustrating, right? Often feels impossible.
Right. It's futile, mostly.
Instead, the practice is about cultivating this spacious awareness where thoughts can just come and go, like those clouds in the sky analogy, that simple breath work. It already challenges that common idea that you need to, escape somewhere special to find peace.
Absolutely.
The real power, as the author seems to reveal, lies in cultivating these tiny awareness moments right in the middle of everything. So what are some of those other specific micropauses Healer suggests we could weave into our day?
Yeah, beyond that intentional breath exercise, the book gives some really concrete ideas for embedding stillness, like taking one slow breath, maybe closing your eyes for just a second before you answer that text or email.
Okay.
Or say you're standing in line somewhere. Just noticing the feeling of your feet on the ground, that actual sensation, grounding.
Just noticing, simple.
Very simple. Or even before you eat, placing a hand on your belly and just silently giving thanks. These aren't just, clever mindfulness hacks. They're framed as real invitations.
Invitations?
Yeah, invitations to bring intentional presence into moments we usually just rush right through on autopilot.
It's those tiny moments that add up, isn't it? Accumulate.
Definitely.
The book actually asks you to consider which micropause felt easiest to remember or most natural for you. And maybe just as importantly, what gets in the way? What stops you from pausing in your daily life?
Yeah.
Those are really good reflection questions for anyone listening, I think. Because understanding the obstacles, that's often the first step.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Knowing what trips you up.
Yeah.
And then the practice kind of expands from there. Healer introduces what's called listening to silence.
Listening to silence. Okay, sounds paradoxical almost.
Well, yeah. And it's not about finding absolute quiet because, let's face it, that's pretty rare these days.
True.
Instead, the author reminds us that silence isn't actually empty. It's the space in which everything happens, the background. So by tuning into this silence, you're sort of connecting to the presence that underlies life itself. The exercise is, again, pretty simple. Find a relatively quiet spot, close your eyes, let sounds come and go. But instead of focusing on the sounds, you try to notice the silence that holds them. Just rest in that space, maybe for 5 minutes or so.
So listening to the container, not just the contents, that really reframes how we experience sound, doesn't it?
It really does.
And then the book shifts focus again, this time to heart-based awareness. This isn't just about the physical heart, right? It's more about tapping into like an intuitive intelligence.
Yes, exactly. A capacity for unconditional acceptance, maybe. The author suggests it's a direct path to stillness.
So how do we access that? How does the book guide us?
It's a very profound practice, actually, but it's presented gently. You place a hand gently over your heart, you breathe slowly, and you imagine the breath flowing right into your chest, almost like breathing into your heart space.
Okay.
Then you inwardly ask a question. What within me needs my loving attention right now? And the key, Healer emphasizes, is just to listen, without jumping in to fix it or analyze it.
Just holding it.
Just holding whatever comes up with compassion. It allows for genuine self-discovery, a kind of deep self-care.
That feels very powerful, holding with compassion. And the book uses another wonderful metaphor here too, doesn't it? Picturing your inner life as a garden.
Yes, the garden metaphor.
Some areas might be overgrown with weeds, stress, tension, old stories we tell ourselves.
Or neglected patches.
Exactly. Others might be dry, neglected. And stillness in this metaphor is like sitting quietly in the garden. Not rushing to weed or water or fix, but just being present until you can really sense what the garden actually needs.
It's a beautiful image.
It really is. It's an invitation again, isn't it? To offer presence and care to yourself rather than feeling that immediate pressure to fix things.
And what's consistently underscored by Healer through all these different practices is that stillness isn't separate from life. It's the very ground beneath it. It's always there.
Right.
So the goal isn't necessarily carving out hours for meditation you don't have,
Yeah.
but rather weaving presence into ordinary everyday moments.
Leaving it in.
Yeah. And the book offers some really practical daily integrations for that. Like in the morning, take 3 slow breaths before you even look at your phone. Maybe whisper, I choose stillness today.
Simple intention setting.
Midday, place a hand on your chest, take 1 full breath before launching into your next task, just to reset. And maybe in the evening, write just 1 sentence in a journal about how you experienced stillness, or maybe a moment of pause during the day.
Okay, so pulling this all together, what does this really mean for us? We've journeyed through this deep dive on stillness, seeing it not as an absence, not something to chase, but as this profound presence that's, well, always available.
Yeah, and if we connect that to the bigger picture, Healer concludes really beautifully that stillness isn't something you must achieve. It's something you return to.
Return to.
It's always been there. Quote, beneath the noise of mind and the turbulence of emotion, it's described as the quiet lake of awareness within you.
The quiet lake of awareness, that's such a vivid image. Does the author give any hints about, when that lake feels really turbulent? How do you return to stillness even when things feel chaotic?
Well, the beauty of it, as we've kind of explored through these practices, is that this deep presence can be touched through these simple everyday actions. Even when the lake feels stormy, yes.
Okay.
Every time you consciously pause, breathe, and just listen even for a second, you're tapping back into that inherent wisdom. Think about those micro pauses again. Before the phone check, noticing your feet, giving thanks before eating. Those are the entry points. They're not grand retreats. They're just small moments where you choose to reconnect with that quiet lake, regardless of how choppy the surface feels.
Right. They're like little anchors in the storm.
Exactly.
There's that idea from the book, too. If you practice these small pauses for 30 days, what might change in your life?
It's quite a powerful thought on the cumulative effect, isn't it? How small shifts can really add up. The author really encourages experimenting. Very much so. Which brings us to a final, maybe important question for you, the listener, to carry forward from this. It's posed in the book. If stillness were a wise teacher, or perhaps a kind friend, what advice might it offer you today? And maybe how might you carry just a little bit of its presence with you into tomorrow?
That's a wonderful thought to leave things on. Really invites personal reflection. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the practice of stillness. We hope you'll keep exploring those quiet moments, those pauses in your own way.